What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. Okay, just wanted to take a look at the printing rate or the print rate, I should say, for the rewards cards, both the old and new, but specifically, let's focus on the old, because if we take a look here, at least at the common cards, these have snuck up past the 75% mark. They're at 76% now. So I'm talking about your old common rewards, your Pelacors, your Venari Heatsmith, your Gargoyle Lion, and so we're getting close to the end here. And what's interesting to see, and we'll go take a look at the prices in a second, but what's interesting to see is that the prices have not jumped up, at least not as much as I was expecting them to. And I have a theory behind that, which we'll get into in a moment. Now we take a look, and I guess if you go by rarity, it seems as though it lags based on how much more rare it is. So 76% for the common, 64% for the rares, 62%, almost 63% for the epics, and then you have the legendaries, which are lagging well behind at 57 and 58%. So there's still plenty of time. You know, it seems as though the new rewards rework back in May caused a big boom with the cards, and then things have kind of slowed down since then. And so, you know, I don't know that these are going to sell out anytime soon. Sorry, not sell out, but I don't know that they're going to go out of print anytime soon, but they are chugging along, and it does make me wonder whether or not it's worth jumping back in. Now, again, as I've said many times on stream and on here, I don't like cards as investments. I got burned early on, so I'm not saying that they're bad. It's just I realize that there are better, other safer ways that I understand. And so I'm looking at this and I'm getting that kind of, ooh, maybe should I, right? Like, especially if the commons are going for a penny and the legendaries are going for $1, could be interesting later on, right? But again, none of this is financial advice. This is just me kind of musing publicly with you guys here, trying to get your feel on how you are approaching your rewards card strategy. So when it comes to the new rewards cards, I have not bought any of these. I am just trying to get them in chests, and for the most part, it's been okay. I mean, if I had just chalked up the money and bought the cards, I'd probably have them all maxed out already, because their prices are just as low as the old cards in most cases, really, except for the legendaries. And the legendaries, oddly enough, are the ones that I have gotten 0 of in any end of season or daily quest chests. So, or daily focus chests, I should say. So, you know, these are still under 10%. I'm not too worried about it. We'll get there eventually. Right now, I'm just trying to stack as much of Chaos Legion as I can. And so therefore, you know, rewards are just that. I want to win them in the game by playing the game and showing up regularly. So we can see here we got 17% for the epics and 18% for the rares. So they're, you know, it's moving, but it's not anywhere close to being done. I would expect for us to be maybe at like the halfway mark for some of these cards by the end of the year. So that's another 4 months essentially from now. So if we go over to the market, and let's filter this out for rewards cards, you can see that many of the common rewards cards, and I'm really just focused on the old ones right now, are still going for a penny. So this is where you got to ask yourself, right? And again, I'm not doing this, at least I'm not doing it yet, and I don't have any plans on it, but it is something interesting to think about, where it's like once these are sold, or not sold out, but once they are out of print, where does the price go? What is the upside potential on an investment like this? Now, the thing is, the upside potential seems high, but I'm more of a passive income guy, and these are not renting out right now. Like if you were to get like a 1 BCX card, for example, you know, there's like a billion of them, right? That are, this is not for sale, but we want for rent. And so it's just, I don't like holding on to these cards, especially since we don't know when they are going to be out of print. But you can see here, people have level 3s that are going for 0.1 DEC, right? The minimum. So if you have a level 1 BCX, that's not going to get you anywhere. You're probably just going to be sitting on it. And here's the thing. Maybe you sit on it and maybe it does some interesting X's over time, right? Like, I don't know. I really don't. And why is this showing 10 cents now? This is weird. The market is acting all kinds of funny today. So let's go back to this. And okay, now life is back to normal. So we got 1 cent for the commons. We go over to the rares. These are very interesting to look at. The older ones going for 2 cents. Again, what is the upside here? Where were these cards at before? I mean, Venari Wavesmith was probably way overpriced when it was $2, and it was even more overpriced when it was at $6. So I don't know that we're ever going to get back up there again, but it is interesting to think about where Venari Wavesmith could go in the future because it is a rather powerful card when used in the right context. For your epics, I cannot believe that these things are down at like 12, 11 cents. But again, maybe that's just where they're at, right? Maybe that's where they're supposed to be. And then your legendaries, we are seeing Harklaw and Jin Bilgka frequently fall below the dollar mark. And it looks like Jin O'Shaughnessy now is close to or just over $2. Looks like you can grab them for $2.18 here. So why aren't the card values going up right now? I think that's the main question that I was asking myself, because I was thinking as we get closer to the end of the print rate, people start to kind of ape into these and start to collect them. But the truth is, I don't believe we've had, a major increase in demand. And so I would actually make the conservative bet that even after the cards go out of print, sure, maybe they go up slightly, but like really slightly. Like I'm talking about 50%, or not 50%, but like 2-3x, which actually sounds kind of insane when you think about it, right? Like when we talk about the commons, for example, where would you see these going? Again, I'm talking out of my butt here, so I have no idea. But we did see Pelacor Bandits going as high as like 20-30 cents during the boom last year, but I don't think we're ever going to hit that boom again. So what's a conservative approach? Well, maybe you do a 2x on these when they are out of print. Maybe you do a 3x on them when they're out of print. Could be more. I think if you're willing to wait and hold until the next boom cycle, which again, I am saying is probably not going to be until 2024, 2025 when the next Bitcoin halving is. And maybe people try to front run that Bitcoin halving, or maybe there's a metaverse boom sometime in 2023. I don't know. But if you're willing to wait that long, and all of a sudden we get this massive rush in of players that want Pelacor Bandits and want Pelacor Conjures and all these cards, then maybe we see those old prices again. But the stars have to align as well as they did in Q4 of 2021, right? So I don't know that the stars will align that well ever again, or at least not in the very near future, considering all of the macro global economic stuff that has been going on. And then crypto just seems to be in its down cycle for the usual Bitcoin halving schedule, right? So I don't know where these go, but I just want to say, or just wanted to let you know that we are at 76% of the print rate. I am watching them closely now, and a part of me, I just wish I had money for everything, right? I don't even have a maxed gold Chaos Agent deck yet, but part of me wants to go like ape into Pelacor Bandits the way that I was doing earlier. And when I was doing it earlier, it was just for fun, but it kind of seems like, well, maybe I go into Pelacor Bandits and Conjures and all these, grab them at a penny, and at some point, I do believe they will be at 2 cents, right? I don't know when, but I have conviction that these cards are worth way more than 2 cents. So why wouldn't I want to grab them and hold them? But again, that's just me, and I'm not currently doing this. I'm just brainstorming the idea about it with you guys. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you think there is high potential upside with these cards, if you are trying to go in and ape into them, what's your strategy here? Especially if you're a passive income person like me, are you, is this something that even makes sense, right? Or should I be buying another node, for example? Should I be buying SPS so I can stake it? Should I be putting more capital into LPs, right? That's where I think about investments when it comes to the game. But I'm just looking at these cards almost out of print here. Probably actually, I don't really know because I'm not really tracking how quickly they have been moving, but I don't know, just again, pulling out of thin air. I wonder if we sell out or if we go out of print by the end of the year or maybe early next year, which is 4 months. So it's not a short amount of time, but it's also not a long amount of time either, considering all the stuff that's happening and the potential for new people to discover Splinterlands with all of the great stuff the team is doing in the second half of this year. So that's all I have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.